The Los Angeles Rams, a team with such a quick rise and downfall, it almost seems like they are still playing in the most boring Super Bowl of all time. They also happen to be my favorite NFL team, and for the first video on this channel, I just wanted to talk about them and how they have basically taken a turn for disaster this past season. But first, I want to talk about some brief history. The Rams franchise was founded in 1936 as the Cleveland Rams in the short-lived Second American Football League before they joined the NFL the next year. In 1946, the franchise moved to Los Angeles, and the Rams franchise remained in the metro area until 1994, when they moved to St. Louis and were known as the St. Louis Rams from 1995 to 2015, where they won a Super Bowl as the greatest show on turf. The Rams franchise returned to Los Angeles in 2016, and this brings us to the 2019 season, where I will begin this video. Starting off 3-0, as a Rams fan, I had hope, and the season looked to have some promise, but that quickly fell apart as we went 0-3 for the next 3 games, and just like that, we were average. But it started to pick up again as we won the last 2 games before the bye week, and the season still had some hope. But in my opinion, the season fell apart when we lost to Pittsburgh. A sloppy win over the Bears the next week was nice, but then all that went out the window as we got creamed by the red-hot Ravens and the MVP Lamar Jackson. The season was still alive, but it soon got a pillow over its head as we lost to the Cowboys and Niners. It was a decent season, but overall, it was a big step back from the last year where we won 13 games and made it to the Super Bowl in thanks to the no call. It's hilarious to think that the Saints keep getting screwed over in the playoffs, but that's a video for another date. Now, we begin the journey into cap hell, where the Rams are absolutely screwed. We're going to have to pay Jalen Ramsey whatever he wants, and a lot of key pieces were lost over this free agency period, them being one of the best kickers in the league, Greg Zuerlein, who just had to go to the Cowboys. We almost lost Michael Brockers to the Ravens, which would have been absolutely devastating, but we regained him back since they fumbled the ball. We lost Todd Gurley and Clay Matthews, who actually wasn't doing that bad, and we still haven't paid them yet, which is a whole nother problem. We lost JoJo Natson, who was one of my favorite players on the team, Nicole Roby-Coleman, who got us to the Super Bowl, Dante Fowler, who was another key piece of the defense, and Corey Littleton. We also traded Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters during the season, but they were declining. We didn't sign any big fish in free agency, in part to the cap hell that we are experiencing. But we did get some key additions like Leonard Floyd and some offensive linemen. But then we get to the draft, in which we didn't have a single first-round pick, and we don't have one for the foreseeable future. We got a promising running back in Cam Akers from Florida State, and the Rams plan to use our 3 young rookies next season, which looks hopeful. Other than that, the draft wasn't that bad, but it helped when you see how many key pieces we lost in free agency. The Rams seem to be in a win-now position, but right now it seems like they are in a bit of a rebuild spot. Sports analysts have the Rams placing anywhere from 9-7 and 3rd place in the NFC West to 6-10 and last in the NFC West. To be honest, I totally agree with that, and that scares me because this team has absolutely fallen apart. I won't be talking about Jared Goff's mediocre play this season and the offensive line's absolute regression, but I will be talking about something that I think hurt the team more than anything else. And that thing is the Patriots. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, out and out sports, how did the Patriots hurt the Rams? Well, you see, little Jimmy, when the Rams went against the Patriots in Super Bowl 53, we got exposed badly, and it was on full show for the whole NFL to see. All year, Sean McVay's playbook had been unstoppable, but Belichick messed him up badly, and the result? A horrible following season. Most of the teams we played this year that were above average used a similar scheme to what the Patriots did to us in the Super Bowl, and the offense suffered. In my opinion, had the refs called that penalty on the Rams during the NFC Championship game, then we wouldn't be in the Super Bowl and we probably wouldn't have gotten exposed. We would probably go 11-15 or 12-4 the next season and possibly do better, but that's just my opinion, and for now, I'm going to move on to something more painful for the Rams, and that is the rebrand. The whole new look Rams thing that they are going for just baffles me. The team's logo and uniforms had already changed when they moved to LA, but everything good must go, and eventually that was the case for the uniforms and logo. With the introduction of a new stadium, the Rams wanted a whole new look, and let's just say this look was awful. Almost the second after the original logo got leaked, fans hated it, including myself. They could have done so much more, but they decided to go with the piece of trash. Finally, still outraged, but it seems like that won't do anything as the Rams organization has said that they will not change the logo or uniforms. Everyone was hyped and scared for the uniforms that were going to be released, and in my opinion, they took way too long to release these, and when they dropped, they were met with mixed reactions. The original blue and yellow is fine, but the bone, in my opinion, looks terrible, and the helmets don't go together with it at all. but I'll probably get around to the logo and I'll suck it up for the season as I do most things. This franchise was on the way up, but after the hiccup we had last year, it seems like we are heading into the average team range. I'm fine with that, but it was nice to see the winning, which the Rams organization had not really seen for 15 years. I will continue to support this team and cheer them on no matter what, but from what I can see, it's going to be a bumpy couple of years for the Rams. Also, big shout out to Sports Productions for letting me use his Rams highlights video footage. Check him out in the link in the description below. And thank you for watching my first video. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave suggestions in the comments for future videos. This is Out and Out Sports, signing off.